Well, it's another rainy day in Derby. That can only mean one thing. It's time to go work on Lieutenant Dan. What are you two up to today? You staying dry? You staying out of the rain? Everybody on YouTube wants to know how come you walk with a limp. You gonna tell them that Mr. Millennial ran over you as a puppy? So yeah, it's all his fault, isn't it? I know. Nasty rainy day. Alright, enough loving on the dogs. Matt's in here working. I think we're gonna try to get our hydraulic valve mounted and possibly get some hoses. Get some hoses ran. So, everybody on YouTube wants to know, how come the black dog walks with a limp?
So the black dog walks with a limp because his previous owner,
which was
a real nice guy, and he ran him over when he was 8 weeks old.
Why would you do such a thing?
It wasn't intentional, obviously, but I kept him in my garage because it was winter time when I bought him. And I had a kennel inside the garage because he was a lab and he loves to chew on everything, including welder wires. So every morning before I went to work, I would graciously spend some time with the dog in the yard in the dark, because I left at 4:30 in the morning, and I would take him out in the yard for him to do his business, and I'd start my car. Well, starting a car in a garage isn't the smartest idea, so I'd back the car out of the garage while he was doing his business. Well, one morning, he decided he was going to follow me back to the car, and I didn't know it. And lo and behold, I felt this weird bump, and I was like, huh, what was that? I better pull back in the garage, and I ran him over a second time. So,
that's why he's safe here with us now.
Yeah.
So how old is Deke now? Deke is
8.
8 years old?
He was born July 13th of 2000 whatever. I'm not going to do the math in my head right now, but Deke has had extensive training, and you received a really good dog.
Yeah, he's a good dog. He's been that way his whole life. It don't seem to bother him at all. So we just let him.
It only bothers him about twice a year, because I have extensively waterfowl hunted with Deke, and he's a great retriever. Whenever it's below 12 degrees, he keeps switching hips and he'll whine a little bit. But other than that, it's great. It doesn't bother him a bit.
But he's a good dog. He's got a new home here with us. He keeps Maggie entertained. Now Maggie, on the other hand, that's a whole nother story. All right, we are totally off base. So
what am I doing, you might ask? I'm tired of waiting on you, and I figured since this thing weighed so much, I was just going to drill a bunch of holes in it for weight reduction. Is that okay?
So we are still on the hydraulic system of this thing. You guys see in the last video, we got the tank mounted, we got the pump mounted. The last thing we have to do is mount the valve. We have made all kinds of discussions about where we should go with this valve. We thought about mounting it down in here, but I don't want to be one of those engineers that mount stuff where you can't get to anything, and we got all this.
Engineer! Oh my goodness.
I complain about them, so I don't want to be one. So we got all this open space back here, and we got an opening over here we can pad. So I think we're just going to mount the bracket back here.
You think? We're drilling holes. It's happening,
yeah,
man.
We're actually committed to mounting. So let us get this valve mounted, and then we'll kind of start in on the routing process, I guess.
Yeah, because it gets a little loud. See?
All right, the pump is the pump. That is not the pump. The valve is mounted. So where's that little actuator at that I was messing with? I halfway had a brain fart, and the instructions are not the best. So this here is basically an air actuator. This system here is a little bit different. This is the way a lot of the newer trucks are. This is a little bit different than the way the old school trucks used to be. So most of the old school trucks that I've messed with is this valve is actually built in to the hydraulic pump down there. That's the way the Mack truck is, and a lot of the other ones. Nowadays, they're mounting a remote valve, mostly because it'll allow the bed to go down faster, because the oil don't have to circulate through the pump back to that and go straight from the cylinder through here into the tank. And for cycle times, the bed comes down faster, and if you get in a oh crap situation, the bed will come down faster. So that's why we got that. But the valve is still air actuated. This little mechanism right here, we'll get to later, air actuates it. I thought it went on this side. It actually goes on the other side, but they were nice enough to leave 2 screws out. So that's gonna have to wait. So plumbing the valve up. We are to the point now where we need to start running some hoses. And this is pretty much the extent of our plumbing diagram. I know. Hold your applause. It's absolutely amazing. Not! It's, I think Macy got some crayons and decided to scratch in their book here.
She used pencil.
Oh yeah, permanent.
She used pencil.
So, between a little bit of knowledge we have with that and looking and studying this valve, basically it has an arrow right here, which most likely means the hydraulic oil needs to flow through it this way, which means our pressure, which would be a P right here, which would also be confirmed by the relief valve being right here, this right here, or this right here, whichever one we choose, these ports go to the same galley, will be the pressure coming from the pump. So basically this line here needs to run down to the pump. This line here, which is in control with the spool valve, it basically needs to go to the cylinder. If this was a power down cylinder, we would use this port as well, but it's not a power down cylinder, so that port's already blocked off. And then one of these 2 points here needs to get returned to the tank. So,
Which is T.
we're assuming T means tank, but I kind of made that up on the fly. Usually they have R for return, but this one's got T for tank. So, I think for neatness purposes, let's put that. Looks like that one's going on top, bud. That's why they give you options. That's why they give you options. We need something to.
Oh, it just goes.
There we go. See, you just got to go plastic catfishing. It's a sport in the north.
It's a sport in the north. Plastic catfishing. I would have went with the west.
The west would be better. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Oh, people in the north are probably going to be laughing
All
at us.
right, so for all your fans, what's this nut for?
So these are, oh man, I can't remember the name of the fittings, but what this is it's an O-ring boss fitting, I believe what they call them. So you tighten this down where you want it, and then you get whatever angle you want, then you tighten this nut down that holds that angle.
So it's like a thrush
So
nut.
it's not like a pipe thread to where you just turn it till it's tight. You can put it wherever you want and then tighten it down. I wouldn't get over cocky with that.
Finger tight.
I think the first thing we need to do is let's see if we got a hose. Let's see if we can get from here to the pump. And that's probably going to be the long one. This kit, nope, not going to be that one. It's going to be this one right here. I don't think we're going to have enough hose, but we'll find out. Looks like we're going to be doing some shopping before this is over with. Uh-oh. My catch went away. Hold on. Going the wrong way here. All right, come on back. Yeah, we're every bit of, does that fit on there? Or would it fit on there if we needed it to? That's going to be nice the way them hoses are going to lay out though.
It is.
But, problem.
Too short.
Yeah, well that'll allow us to get a measurement. We'll just have to go to town and get some hoses made.
Yeah, it started.
Okay, so that one's going to there. The next one we need to get is, you want to see if we can get, we may have enough length to get to the tank. That's going to be that one.
Or if it's not long enough, we can use a longer one to go to the tank and just make one.
Yeah, and then just make one hose. So we're gonna have to come right through, push me a little bit.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it. Don't even try. You're already at the fitting, so.
Huh. Well, maybe we just need to make.
Back to me and we'll.
You are awful needy.
Well, I can't fish it through from over here.
All right. Well, before we pull this one out,
Get a measurement.
let's get a measurement, and then we'll try to use this one for the return line.
Got your yardstick?
No, but I got a tape measure. This is 2021, buddy. All right, that's where we need to go. That's where we're at. So let's just add 2 feet to that.
Yep.
That'll give us a couple extra inches. Everybody can use a couple extra inches.
Yep.
Let's go 26 inches. That way that may give us a, oh here, let's do this. Measure it from up here. I want to make sure we got enough room to tuck that up in the frame rail. Excuse you. That don't change it a whole lot, does it?
Still 24.
Okay. All right, so we know what we need on that one. So I guess let's see if that one, let's do this. Let's pull that hose out, get an overall measurement on it, add 26 inches to it so we got it.
Yep.
So that way if that other hose works for our other one, we'll be good. Did you guys follow that? I think I followed that. All right. So here comes that one. So what is the overall length of that?
Ready, pull.
Yep.
6 feet.
So
We're going 8 feet.
we'll go 8 foot. 8'2" actually.
Oh yeah, because you want 26.
All right, let's make a note of that, and then let's figure out what we're gonna do for the next one. Plumbing. Just love it. We just went to town. Where did we go? We went to town and spent, I'm embarrassed to say we even spent
A lot of money.
a lot of money.
To make you know what?
Like
You know what we're making?
less than $1,000, but like
More than 100.
More than 400. A lot of money. We bought a lot of plumbing parts because we weren't for sure what we were gonna need. We get back here and the first fitting we need.
We didn't buy.
We don't buy. We don't have. Oh my gosh.
So that allowed me to come up with the proper name for your hydraulic tank. Lieutenant Dan has a Franken tank.
All right, so here is the ultimate goal. I don't even know where my pieces and parts are. One of the things that's important to this system is a filter. And anytime you put a hydraulic filter in a system, you want to make sure it's a bypass filter. So this is a bypass filter head, and it's 1.25" plumbing. And it's a big filter. It takes up a lot of space, a lot of room, and we're running out of space. We're running out of room here. So let us get this mocked up. One other thing I want to do is I want to make sure I have a valve in here so we can turn the valve off to change the filter without taking a hydraulic bath. Or if we need to work on the system, we can shut the valve off. Valve adds more room and all the plumbing, yada, yada, yada. But I think we've got a plan.
Have a plan.
I think we got a plan.
You know what the plan is? To not have a plan.
The plan is to make it up as we go. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the oil coming out of the cylinder through the valve back to the tank, because that's what we have a hose for right now. So let us get this somewhat mocked up, and I'll show you what type of chaos we've come up with. There's what we came up with. Isn't it a thing of beauty? Come out.
Tank.
Elbow down. We got our shut-off valve right there. Got the filter tucked in, nice back there, out of the way. Hydraulic line tied in down there. And just like that, I believe we've got our first hose
Uno hose.
connected. A few more to go. I guess one thing worth mentioning on this filter, being a bypass filter, it does have a direction of flow. We've got it going correctly, and once we know this is where it's going to be, we'll probably go ahead and build a bracket just to keep that from vibrating around last time they want us to get into the drive line or something. But it is connected on both ends. We're good to go there. While we're in town, let's take something to wipe that off. There's a rag right down here, Matt. Oh, we can't put a muddy hose on there. We gotta let Lieutenant Dan get its own hose muddy.
Well, you know, Lieutenant Dan's owner is the one who made this hose muddy, so.
I guess we can turn some light on here so we can see what we're doing.
I'm not very good at rubbing down those objects like that, so it's as clean as it's gonna get.
All right, so this one here should be long enough if we measured correctly a while ago. Hold on a second, I want to go up high right here.
Tell me when you're ready.
All right, give me. All right, come on through with it.
Now, why'd you do that?
What?
Why wouldn't you go underneath that bracket?
Because it's not that simple to go underneath that bracket because there's all kinds of gussetry down there.
Which is why it needs to go there, so we can strap all the gussetry together.
I don't think it works that way. Paco, let's lay down here and see what we got. What do you guys think? If we can come through, all right, maybe we do.
Oh, really?
Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get our angle into the pump.
Huh. You know, you weren't going to lay underneath the truck.
You know, I could edit this out if I wanted to.
You damn well better not. Oh, it's stuck. You're going to have to help me.
Oh, I can't. Hold on. My wrists don't bend that way. All right. All right, now bring it on. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Oh, right there.
Crap.
You got enough?
It's the perfect length.
Oh, winner, winner. Now we just got to find some fittings. All right, did manage to get this end plumbed into the pump right here. It's a little bit of a guess which one is the return, which one is the supply, or which one's the supply, which one's the pressure. Because I think it depends on which way that pump's turning. I'm not 100% for sure, but my best calculations say it's right. This hose needs to be tidied up a little bit, but pretty happy with the routing on that. So let's jump up here. Oh, if I can get out from underneath here. Hang on. How you doing up here?
I'm pretty good.
It's a lot brighter on your end of this deal.
It is.
Okay. Hey, we're making progress. That is 2 hoses down.
We're cooking with peanut oil now.
Never knew what that saying meant, but if you said so.
You ever cooked with peanut oil versus vegetable oil?
No.
Taste is way better.
Is that the difference?
100% better.
I thought cooking with peanut oil would be like it's cooking faster.
Still just oil.
Oh, okay. All right. So, the next fitting we need to put on there, or the next hose we need to put on there, is the one that comes off of the cylinder. And it's got that fancy J-hook thing in the bottom. Where'd it go?
This guy. The candy cane without stripes. Because it's almost Christmas, you see.
Well, by the time they see this video, it might almost be Christmas.
I bet it'll be after Christmas.
No, it won't be that far. So basically, this thing here goes in here like this. The purpose of that thing is it's supposed to help relinquish some of the pressure off the hose where it flexes to keep the hose from blowing, because you don't want that hose to blow while you're up in the air. So
NPT or O-ring?
that is, let's get the instructions out and make sure we get that right. Hold on a second. Matt, Mr. Millennial.
NYA Millennial.
Mr. Millennial is accusing me of using the word relinquish wrong.
So I'm accusing you of this because back when I was in corporate America, my wife accused me of using big words incorrectly. 90% of the time, she was correct. So I Googled this just for you, buddy.
So spoiler alert, we're not in corporate America
No,
anymore.
definitely not, and we're never going back. But you stated that this J-hook was to relinquish.
Give me that end of the hose while you're arguing with me.
Hold on.
No, give me the hose. We're going to work and talk at the same time.
Dictionary.
Oh boy. Where's the hose? Give me
Relinquish.
the hose. Relinquish. Has anybody seen the hose?
So I heard this.
For the hose. I found the hose.
I heard this podcast about an elephant. Here's, I think, the hose you're looking for.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Relinquish. Voluntarily cease to keep or calm / give up. I don't think you got the right word there,
Yes,
buddy.
because the J-hook Gives up tension on the hose.
Oh, whatever.
Right.
Whatever.
Just push it.
Uh-oh. Tell me you're close.
I'm close.
Okay, good.
That's a lot of hose right there, folks.
I don't know, some podcast about health.
That is a big hose. Oh my goodness. I might have to.
Center port, yes?
I might have to two-fist this one.
Oh no! Oh, why'd that all of a sudden feel so weird? We didn't cross thread that, did we?
No. Oh yes, that's gonna work.
Where's our rubber spacer?
All right, we just about had a near catastrophe. Not right now, but it would have been a catastrophe later. It would have been bad, it would have been ugly, and it would have been messy. So let me show you what we did, and thank goodness we actually caught it. So this last hose we were hooking up is the one that goes from the valve body to the cylinder here, which is arguably, possibly the most important hose on the hoe truck, because if that hose blows, the bed comes slamming down. This hose here is the one we're going to use, and if you guys can see right there, it says it's rated for 210 PSI. Now, I'm no hydraulic expert, but I'm guessing it's going to take a lot more than 210 PSI to get this bed to go up. The mistake we made is that particular hose was meant to be the return hose from the valve body up to the filter or the tank. The reason why they do that is that section of the system shouldn't have any pressure in it. That hose is about half price of a standard hydraulic hose, which is rated for higher pressures. So what I was able to do, we're not going to redo or undo anything down here. This is inch hose, this is 1.25 inches, but the orifices and all the fittings and everything are the same. We got such a short distance. That's not really a concern of mine, but that hose was longer than it needed to be. And by putting a different fitting on this end, I can eliminate one fitting in the hose system. So I ran down to the hydraulic shop, they hooked me up. This hose here is 1.25 inches and it is rated for 2,300 PSI. Our relief in this system is set for 2,200 PSI, so we should be covered there and we should be good to go. So hopefully that is crisis averted, because what would have happened if I left another hose on there, if we got lucky, as soon as I went to raise the bed, the hose would have blown. If we weren't so lucky, as the bed got up a decent ways and it hit the second or third stage, the hose would have blown and we would have blown about 30 gallons of hydraulic oil on the ground. And if we got lucky, the bed didn't slam down to hurt anything. So I'm definitely glad we caught that and looked it over. So with that being said, let's see if we can get this other hose routed up in there and be good to go. We did get our J block or our J pipe here all hooked off. They provided this little rubber piece of rubber and a zip tie, because that looks plenty substantial to hold everything together. That's one thing they did have detailed out in the instructions, so that's what we did. So all right, let's get this other hose fished in here, see if we can get the two ends of it hooked up, and then we'll be good to go. Big hose is a little stiff. check that out. I'm extremely happy with that valve placement. I'm extremely happy with the hose routing without even putting any zip ties or any bracketry to hold that stuff in place. It don't seem to be really rubbing hard on anything or interfering with anything. So by the time we get that tidied up, that should be in pretty good shape. We've got one more hose to run. We need to go from here to the feed side or suction side of the pump. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time this evening, so that may have to wait till tomorrow, but they're calling for rain, so hopefully Matt and I can get a little bit more time in on this, but it is definitely shaping up. That last hose will pretty much conclude the plumbing part of this. I don't want to fill it with oil and test it because we still need to take this off and paint it, so I just want to get everything kind of mocked up, make sure it fits. So after we get that done, hopefully we'll be done with the hydraulics, and we'll move on to wiring or air conditioning. Which one you guys want to start in on next? So we'll have to see. Stay tuned. Catch you guys in the morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Morning.
Nothing like working with a bright light in your face first thing.
Right in your face.
So, no thanks to you. Yesterday, I saved ourselves from a massive hydraulic bath.
Hey, I'm just a step and fetch it.
You can say welcome. You're welcome. All right. So anyways, today we're on to a new set of problems. We're not going to tell Todd this, and we're going to hope Todd don't watch this video, but I called him and accused him of sending us the wrong air shifter for this valve because it would not bolt on this side. Lo and behold, we got the right air shifter and it don't bolt on that side, it bolts on the other side. And this, in my defense, this is the extent of the instructions they send us. I have read all 6 words thoroughly several times, and nowhere on there does it really say where it goes or how it goes. And then we were missing some parts, which we found in another box, but we got them. So let me kind of catch you guys.
There's only one thing that pointed us to the correct side of this valve, and that's this picture. And because there's a block off, which is here, and that has the valve in it, but there's no verbal instruction that says.
So basically, this is part of the air shifter right here, and there's a spring assembly in there, which we found, which basically keeps this spool valve centered, because this thing here slides back and forth. This will slide in and out, which controls the hydraulic flow to and from the lift cylinder, basically. So that is moved or actuated by air, which is why they call it an air shifter. That makes sense, right?
I think it does make sense.
So we got this bolted on there. I'm not going to take that back off. You guys have to take my word for it. It's basically the top half of this right here. So that, what Matt's got in his hand is the actual plunger. That threads into the end of this shaft.
But on this side.
But on that side. I got to bolt it on this side so I can hold it. So go ahead and put that in there. And then we did put some blue Loctite on that because that's a couple of the few words on the instructions here of what needs to go on there. That goes on. Be sure you get your pieces all stacked in the right order there. Uh-oh.
I found it.
Uh-oh. No, this goes in there somewhere. Or is that for the other?
That's for the block.
Oh, yes, that's for, so this is the piece we had to take off. This is what you guys see in the first half of the video. This is basically for a manual linkage. If you were going to have a cable or a manual linkage, we have air. So that gets eliminated. Sorry.
It's all right.
Didn't mean to second guess you there.
It's okay. So this is our air port. Which, once I tighten this thing up, which direction do you want it to make sure? Up. All right.
Yep. Which it shouldn't matter because the valve will spin. That is supposed to be torqued to 45 inch-pounds.
I have 2 calibrated hands, mainly the left one.
Which, your left one's good for 45 inch-pounds, the right one's good for 65 inch-pounds? Is that how it works?
It depends on the day, I guess.
All right.
Are we spinning over there?
Keep going.
Should be, because it is.
Yep, it's starting to now.
Okay.
Small flaw in my plan. I got the wrong size wrench.
I'm going to ask a stupid question.
Shoot.
Should I go ahead and bolt off the valve body since the actual thing I'm turning spins inside of it so that we don't have all this wobble?
All right, now go. I don't think it matters because you're just turning on a plunger. Click. Got it. I heard it. You guys hear it?
I heard it. Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna leave that bolting into that plunger. It'll keep dirt from getting in that hole. So now bolt your piston assembly on. So this will end up getting 2 air lines on it, one here and one here, and that's what will actuate that back and forth.
I don't know if I don't know which one's what. Can you see it? Well, that's obviously not it. Doesn't go in there.
There you go. Oh yes. Oh yes. All right, so as Matt's finishing that thing up, we're gonna have to play the game of guess-a-fitting. And we gotta get a valve, and we gotta get this down there so we can get that suction hose run down to the pump. That is next on the list. Well, in true typical plumbing fashion, we were one fitting short. We needed an 1.5 nipple and didn't have it, but we went to town, got that. So let me basically show you the gist of what's going to happen here. Coming out of there with the Street 90, and then this contraption here, go on the bottom of that. Should basically have those valves side by side, and should look pretty good. And then that suction hose goes on that bar fitting. So we'll do this one the easy way. Voila, that turned out. That looks good, man. Like that looks like we had a predetermined plan and followed it, which is
okay.
which is not the case at all. But I like it. Filter's tucked away good. All the hose routing's good. I like it a lot. All right, last thing we got to do is we got to get the what do we call it? The supply line.
Sure.
You want to go down there and see if you can wiggle it up on there, and
Sure.
we'll get this end hooked up first, and then go to the other end.
Your gimpy dog is down here.
That's your gimpy dog.
Loving on me. Ain't mine no more.
All right, don't forget to put the clamp on there. There you go. Oop, I think it went on, didn't it?
Nope.
Sorry.
You missed. I guess we can spin it to whichever side we want it on.
Yeah, if you can just get it up there. I got an impact set up. I don't know if you got enough. Keep pushing.
Let me get right under it.
Oh, you're going. You still got a little more to go. Keep going. You're so close. So close. All right, that'll probably work. See if you can slide that. Probably gonna go right there. Hold it right there. Now I lost the impact. What you guys didn't see on camera is we've been looking for a hose clamp for 10 minutes because I lost it. All right, you ready?
Yep.
I'm coming. Hold on.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Make sure I'm going the right way. You like it?
I can't see anything, so I guess.
That looks good. Well, that's a thing of beauty. All right, let me come down there and help you down there now.
Tucked up in there.
All right, what are you thinking?
I think we need to go keep it in line with this hose here.
Yep, he's
Over
talking
top
about
of
bending
these.
over top. Can you get that bent in there?
Well, I think we should cut it first and then go up and over.
All right, so we need to go to this port right here. So basically, I think we need to cut it right there at the 9. See it?
Yep.
I got the, I'll lay the grinder over there.
Allow me to use those, or are you cutting?
Look at you being all safety conscious there, don't be proud.
9? It's a 0, ain't it?
Let's just go with the last number on the thing.
Oh, shoot. You ready?
Yep.
Ready?
In case you guys are wondering, that smells horrible.
Here we go. So not only does the smoke make you not be able to see, Is that as straight as a bent arrow?
No comment. All right, you got to reroute it up over top of that?
I do.
You got your clamp?
I do.
You know where you're going?
I do.
Does it fit?
Getting ready to find out.
Even under a spotlight, man, the paint job looks pretty good down here.
Oh, you're just on the side that doesn't look as bad. Oh, son of a gun.
That's what you get.
Karma.
Yeah.
I always wanted to name my kid Karma because, you know, it's always a bad thing, right? Dig on Karma.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Nice and tight fit. I don't know who made that bracket. They didn't make it none too big.
Man, that's pretty tight.
That's really tight.
And it could be because I hit the barb at the same time.
Nice. Tighten her down.
Yep.
Here's the impact. Oh. That will work. I think that's the last connection.
I do too.
Well, Mr. Millennial.
NY Millennial?
That's not what I said.
Saying it wrong.
I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased with the way that turned out.
Job well done.
It is. The valve is all mounted. Our hoses are not perfectly secured yet. We have some other air lines that may have to go with it. We got some electrical lines that have to go with it, but our routing, I'm extremely pleased with the routing, the plumbing. We got valves on it, we got filters in it, we got a bypass filter, we got a pump, we got a tank. I think we're about 30 gallon oil away from having an operating dump truck.
And paint. 30 gallon of oil and paint.
Paint won't keep it from operating. Oil will keep it from operating.
Yeah, but I know you. You're going to paint it before you put oil in it. So.
This is true. But I think from here, we're going to go to the air conditioning. That's going to be the next thing. I need to get all the air conditioning stuff mounted up here underneath the hood so we can get the fenders painted and get them installed. The compressor is going to go right there. We got the condenser goes up front. Evaporator goes in the truck. This is the air conditioner kit I bought from Cold Master. I've had it in storage for a little bit. Just got it dug out a while ago. So that's probably going to be the next video and the next project. You know what? This video is a little bit sad, Mr. Millennial.
It's not, because I just noticed something that you probably didn't even notice.
I bet you I noticed something you probably didn't notice.
Yeah, but I noticed something really cool.
Go first.
You have a toilet paper heater.
Yeah, I've seen that. we're rationing this. You know what I noticed?
What did you notice?
This is the first video on Lieutenant Dan without Little Man.
Yep, he's not here.
He's working. He's missed out on all the fun on this one, but don't worry, guys. Little Man will be back, and we got plenty to do, plenty of fabricating, plenty of painting. If you guys haven't, and you're just seeing this video for the first time, there's an entire playlist on the channel called Lieutenant Dan, all the way back from when I purchased the truck up to current date. Swing back and check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give her a thumbs up. Want to make sure you don't miss out what's coming next, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Either way, hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you on the next one.
Turn those notifications on.
What he said.